Hey guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 89, and today we have a special in-depth look at the save, where today you will see things you normally wouldn't see in a regular FM episode, what's going on behind the scenes with Cardiff City, the day-to-day running of the club, if you will, and also what's going on around the world, and loads of miscellaneous stuff too. So there's loads of stuff to get through today, and let's just dive straight into it. And as we often do in these special episodes, we will begin with a look at yours truly. This is my current profile, and I'll show you my contract as well. Here you can see I'm 34 years old in game, and you can see now I've got my Continental Pro license, which is of course the top coaching qualification you can have, and therefore I cannot improve my stats further. These are my coaching attributes, and my mental attributes are on the side here. I've mentioned before, when you improve your coaching qualifications, these go up, and I've said before, I wish you could sort of allocate the points yourself as you improve, but still my coaching mental stats are here for you. My characteristics are here as well, and my relationships show the best opinions and the worst opinions. For some reason Nuno does not like me, and I'm not entirely sure why. You can also see down here what I've won with Cardiff so far. We've won 2 FA Cups, 2 Carabao Cups, 1 Community Shield and 1 Premier League as well. I would like it in future versions of FM if you could see like your trophies or perhaps your winners medals of what you've won in like a little trophy cabinet. Just a nice little cosmetic feature, not needed, but still be quite nice to see it. And as my career stats as well, we've played 463 games with Cardiff, won 253, drawing 89 and losing 121. My win percentage is 54%, and my goal difference is plus 303. And at the top right, as you can see, our most expensive signing was Dennis for 65 million, and as we also know, our biggest sale was Fernandes for 85 million to Barcelona a few years ago. And I have won so far in my career 9 awards, 3 Manager of the Years and 6 Manager of the Months, I believe, and my total career earnings are £22 million. How about that? That's right, isn't it? 3 Manager of the Years and yeah, 6 Manager of the Months as well. 3 Manager of the Years. I won a Manager of the Year before I'd won a Manager of the Month. That's crazy. But as my contract as well, as we know, we signed this a year and a half ago, back in December, and it's a 90 grand a week deal and expires in 2030. So we've got at least 3 more seasons with Cardiff, and I'm planning in that time to hopefully win at least 1 more Premier League, and I'd love us to reach Champions League final again during that time as well. Some of you guys have been asking me whether I consider leaving Cardiff through the save. That is definitely a possibility, but for now there's still work to be done with Cardiff. I don't want to leave this project unfinished. I want us to be crowned winners of Europe before we leave the club. So next up, I'll show you the squad with Cardiff City. As you can see, it currently looks like this. May as well deselect all these players here now, and you can see what our club's currently looking at. And as to the contract issues as well, as we know, Sessegnon just got a new deal in the last episode, and therefore he's going to be staying for a lot longer, until 2031. But next year, Sterling's out of contract, Van Dijk is out of contract, Jason is out of contract, Alenya's out of contract, and Rabiota is also out of contract as well. So some big names have their deals up coming in next season. Now I'd imagine that Sterling, Van Dijk and Jason are probably all going to be let go on a free transfer, although I don't know if I can do that to Jason. But as for Alenya, he's going to get a new one over the summer, as will Pierre Rabiota, I would imagine, in this summer window. And also Dunphy's deal is going to expire at the end of this month, and I'm not sure he's going to get a new contract, and it might well be him going to Queen's Park Rangers on a free transfer. And as for the dynamics of the club as well, you know, this is one of my favourite screens in FM, and you can see our team cohesion is excellent. The players will be willing to do anything for each other. Isn't that such a great little statement there? Dressing room atmosphere is also maxed out and excellent too, and the managerial support is also excellent as well. The only issue we've got right now is that Guilherme wants to leave on loan, as of course he's not a first team player and didn't really play last year in his debut year. As to hierarchy, the 3 team leaders, as we know, are Captain Jason, Paleo Maria, and also Ryan Sessegnon as well, although I do anticipate that Jason next year will renounce his position as team leader, and as I mentioned in the season finale, I'm hoping Kimpembe is going to take the step up to become the team leader. And as for the social groups as well, we've got 3 splits right now, balanced core and social as well, and 1 player right now is outside of any group, which isn't great to see. Stefan Fans just isn't gelling with the team yet, but hopefully as time goes on he'll make it into the core. So moving on to the backroom staff with Cardiff City, and as I always say, this is a really important aspect of the game which you simply cannot afford to neglect. We've got our scouting team, our medical team, and we'll start off with the coaching team as well. 15 coaching staff members here. I don't think I've ever had more than 15 coaching staff members in any club I've ever managed before. I think this is when it gets maxed out, because you can request for more coaches, but always after 15, they always just say no. There's enough coaches here, and you can argue as much as you want, but they'll always say no. So I think 15 is probably the maximum you're allowed to have in the game. But right now you can see the coaching team we've got. There's a lot of ex-pros in here as well, and also Henrik Larsson is still my right-hand man, and I think he will be until the save ends. I must admit, he's been here for 7 years now, and I'm surprised that no team has tried to poach him away to actually manage a club, because I think he could make the step up, but for now he remains my right-hand man, hopefully forever. And as for the scouting team, you can see right now we've got a decent scouting setup. It is above average in the Premier League right now, one of the top scouting teams in the division. But it still could be better. And I mentioned before, one of the reasons why we've not got the very best scouts in the world is because we can't afford to offer the Premier scouts the top wages that the other big boys can. And as for our medical team as well, I think we just saw a physio retire, didn't we? I can't remember now. But this is what we currently got right now. And I want to get the best physiotherapy team in the division, and also the best sports science team in division as well. And as for our under-23s coaching team, I'll show you that now. Our coaching staff looks like this. Craig Bellamy, by the way, used to be our under-18s manager, but I gave him a job as under-23s coach as well, as I felt like his stats were probably better suited to that role. And as for the under-18s manager position, I ended up giving that to Norwich fans. You'll be very disappointed these hours now. Daniel Fark, who of course led Norwich to promotion this year in real life, and now he's our under-18s manager. So let's move things up now to the boardroom, and as you can see, my job security is untouchable, and why wouldn't it be? We had our best season ever in Season 9, winning our first ever Premier League and that FA Cup as well, our first ever domestic double, as well as reaching the semi-finals of the Champions League as well. We exceeded all of our expectations in the 3 competitions the board cared about, so it's 99%. I wonder why it's not 100%. What am I missing that will take me to 100% right now? Maybe fielding a weakened side in the Champions League semi-final second leg perhaps, but listen, it was worth it for that domestic double. And right now, as you can see, we have completed our stadium expansion during the season to 42,000 seats. And of course, if you missed the last episode, you would have missed us, of course, looking now for a new site for a new stadium. And we are still in the process of improving our youth facilities as well. So I'll take a look at the board confidence too. Right now, you can see we're succeeding on every single aspect apart from the finances, where the board are disappointed in that right now, because as we know, we actually have seen a massive drop after signing Stefan Fans last year, but after the prize money we got for our Premier League finish, that is now back up to £67.5 million. But also, for those wondering in the last episode, we weren't given a transfer budget for the new season. As you can see, we're now in the summer transfer window, but we still haven't been given a transfer budget. It remains at £20.3 million. So I don't think we're going to get one for the new year because of how much we spent last year. We had over £100 million to spend last year. We spent it all, and I think the board has said, because you spent so much money last year, we've got to cut back now, and we're only allowed £20.3 million for the new year. So that's a bit of a concern, not going to lie, as you see our income, which is generated through where, also our expenditure too, and also the wages here at the club as well, which, as you can see, has been going up and up and up and up and up and up and up since we began to save. But hey, got to spend money to make money, and we've been doing very well at getting a return for the salary we've been giving to our players. Moving on to the club history, we still haven't got our latest season added here, but once it does, you'll see for the first time ever Cardiff top of the Premier League. The general look at the club, as we know, after last season winning that domestic double, we have now... Oh, what's happened there? What's happened? Oh, hello, there's a change. There's a change here. Obviously, in the last episode, you would have seen after winning domestic double, I joined Jason on the Legends list. Now, there's 5 Legends here at Cardiff. Myself and Jason are here together. But Maria was top of the Icons list. He's now fallen to bottom. What's happened there? What's he done over the summer? A cryptic tweet saying he loves Swansea City? I don't know. But he's dropped to the bottom of the Icons list. Now Sessegnon, after signing that new 4-year deal, is now our first favoured personnel player. So that's interesting. A little change there in today's episode. Very interesting indeed. Our reputation, as you can see, is now 4.5 stars. Very good to see. I'm hoping we can develop a new rivalry in the rivalry section. I'm pretty sure you can as the save goes on. We've still got Swansea and Bristol City as local rivals. I'd like to see a rivalry against Everton. As we know, we've got a friendly rivalry with Everton in the save. And as for our facilities too, as we know, our stadium is now 42,000 after the expansion during this season. We are currently looking to improve our youth facilities to excellent. And of course, for our future stadium plans, we saw this in the last episode, we're now searching for a site for our new stadium, which should have a capacity of 56,500 seats. And the next thing I'll show you is what's going on around the world in the top European leagues right now. As we saw at the start of the season, the Premier League shot up from second to first in competition reputation and is now the most reputable division in world football. The La Liga is second now, with Bundesliga third, Serie A fourth, and Ligue 1 fifth. These three haven't changed throughout the save so far, I believe. But as for La Liga, as you take a look at this, once again, Real Madrid were crowned champions by 8 points ahead of Barcelona. They are just dominating Spanish football right now, and whilst Bertlenio Fernandez continues to score the goals at the Camp Nou, it's Real Madrid's world, and everyone else in Spain is just living it. It's Real Madrid's country, and everyone else is just living it right now. Real Madrid is dominating here. The Bundesliga looks like this. This year it was won by Bayer Leverkusen, who of course also reached Champions League final as well. They and Bayern Munich are the top teams in Germany right now, and they're the only teams that have won it throughout the save so far. The Serie A was won by last year's Europa League winners, Lazio, who of course knocked out in the semis last year. They were crowned champions this year, ending a 5-winning run of Milan, who finished 7 points behind in second place. And we don't have any other leagues loaded. What I'll do is I'll go through some of the top ones here. Starting with Ligue 1, once again it was Paris Saint-Germain's year this year, with Monaco finishing in second and Lyon third for the second straight year. Portuguese Premier League, as we know, is always won by either Benfica or Porto. This year it was Benfica. Russian Premier League won by Zenit St. Petersburg, with CSKA Moscow runners-up. The Dutch League was won by Ajax, Stem and PSV have won every single title since the save began. Turkish Super League won by Besiktas, who have been the best team in Turkey since the save began, winning I believe 7 of the 9 trophies. And as a wrap up the top 15, Ukrainian Premier League won by Shakhtar Donetsk. It's always them or Dynamo Kiev in Ukraine. So Shakhtar this year. Next one, Belgian Pro League. That was won by KRC Genk this year. Oh, funny enough, Anderlecht didn't even finish in the top 3 this year. That very rarely happens. That's interesting to see. And as for the Swiss Super League, that was won by FC Basel, 4th straight year. Where are we? Scottish Premier League won by Rangers this year after Celtic won the past 5. So Rangers crowned champions this year. And as for the Danish Super League, I can never pronounce their name, but FC Midtjylland won it. So Josh Cotterill helping the team get it. But he barely played this year, Josh Cotterill. He only played 6 times this year, scoring 2 goals. And that's a shame. He doesn't even get a winner's medal, despite the Danish side being crowned champions. That's a shame. But as for the last one we'll do is the Swedish League, and that was won by Polish League, and that was won by Cracovia this year. And just for those wondering what's been going on in the lower leagues in English football as well, the championship this year, as you can see, was... Oh! I didn't know that! Millwall! They didn't win it, but they're into the Premier League for next year! Yes, boys! Come on, you Lions, I can't believe that! That's the first time I've ever seen Millwall get promotion in an FM save where I've not been managing them to the top tier. I mean, we are going down bottom of the table next year, definitely. But go on, lads. Millwall are going to the Premier League next year. That's incredible. Crystal Palace won the title. And Huddersfield promoted as well, as that wraps up the 3 getting promoted. Next year, you're going to see Guilherme and João Carlos there on loan. Perhaps Cotterill coming back as well from that Danish side. They're definitely going to get relegated bottom of the table next year. But that's incredible, man. I've never seen them get promoted without my help before. That's incredible. League 1 was won by Luton up to the Championship. Southend and Rotherham also going up as well. And as for League 2, oh, that's nice to see. Bury were crowned champions this year, with Scunthorpe, Burton and Accrington Stanley going up as well, as Stevenage and Blackpool fall out of the Football League. But it's good to see Bury win the title, though, because Mika Murray, one of our young left backs, is on loan there this year, and that means he gets a winner's, he gets a winner's medal with Bury as well. I do like it. I watch out for my young players on loan domestically in the save, and I see what they're doing with their clubs, and I always like it when they can get them promoted and win something as well. So well done, Mika, and well done, Bury. And as for the top European competitions as well, as we know, the Champions League this year was won by Arsenal, beaten by Leverkusen on penalties. And funnily enough, despite an absolutely abysmal season in the Premier League this year, Manchester City, what? That's because of the licensing, isn't it? I can never remember which one it is. Euro Cup, I think it's called now. Yeah, there we are. Man City, despite an abysmal season in the Premier League, they actually were crowned champions of the Europa League for the second time in 4 years, which means that they next season are going to be in the Premier League despite finishing, I think it was 13th place, 11th in the Premier League this year. That's incredible. So that's their saving grace, winning the Europa League and qualifying for the Champions League despite not being in the top 10 this year in the Premier Division. And I think the final thing I'll do is show you the top players in world football right now based on valuation alone. You can see Mbappe is the most valuable player in the world right now at 28 years old, worth £101 million and earning an eye-watering £625,000 per week. That is quite extraordinary, and his stats currently look like this. Oh my goodness gracious me. Imagine having this guy in your team. That's extraordinary. A new gen/region is 7th. That's Carlos Ledesma, also at Paris Saint-Germain. Dembele is 3rd, also at Paris Saint-Germain. The one that got away, Brian Carrera, he's 4th, also at Paris Saint-Germain. And you get the picture. You got Ferreira and Gravenberch, a new gen and regen, and a real player that complete the top 6. PSG have got the best talent in the world right now, and Barcelona have another Xavi in their team. This is a left-sided player, and he's also in the top 10 right now for best players in the world. Kai Havertz is now at Bayern Munich in the game as well, earning 245 grand a week. And then you got an American, Brian Martinez, new gen/regen, playing for Real Madrid. Phil Foden, by the way, Phil Foden, this is interesting. Phil Foden was let go by City on a free transfer. He's now at Real Madrid in the game. What a bargain that is for them. And Bert Lenio Fernandez is also in the top 10 as well, still at Barcelona. And the interesting thing about this is that Fernandes, as we saw last year, had interest from both Chelsea and Manchester United, but instead he signed a new 5-year contract at the end of the season, which expires in 2032, 350 grand a week. Barcelona are aware of that 40% sell-on clause that we have, and that's why they gave him that new 5-year deal, because they know whatever fee they get for him, they give us 40%. So that's a shame now. That was a great little negotiation there, the 40% sell-on clause, but unfortunately, it looks like it'll be rendered meaningless now. I think Fernandes will stay there until his career is effectively over. Also, I had a request on Twitter from someone asking to see what the top managers are doing in the world right now, so I'll show you a few of them. Pep Guardiola is currently managing Arsenal, as we know. Won Arsenal their first Champions League, of course, this year as well, so he goes down as an Arsenal legend for that alone, for the 2 years he spent here. Before that, he was managing Juve for 2 years. Before that, Chelsea for a year. Inter for 2 years, after he left City in 2019 in the save. Jose Mourinho is at Everton, interestingly enough, in the game. I'd like to see him manage a non-elite team next after his recent stint with Manchester United. In the game, he went to Napoli for 3 years. Then he had a very short, and I mean very short, spell with City. Didn't even last a year. Then a year with Roma, and now he's currently in his 1st or 2nd year with Everton. I think it's his 2nd year. Oh no, you can't tell there, can we? I think it might be his 2nd year with Everton. Valverde was sacked by Liverpool at the end of this season, and he has now been picked up by Benfica straight away, so a very quick appointment for him there. After he left Barcelona, he managed Spain for 2 years, then Atletico Madrid, and then his final year with Liverpool only lasted a season. Jurgen Klopp just left Barcelona in the game after 2 years there, failing to topple Real Madrid's dominance, but after Liverpool he spent 3 years at Arsenal before going to Spain. Pochettino has one of the most interesting careers in the game though. As you can see, after 8 years with Tottenham Hotspur, he went back to Espanyol for a year, then a year at Fiorentina, then back to Espanyol for half a year, and now he's at Burnley, which I find very interesting indeed. I don't think he's going to take that path in real life, but anyway, Poch right now is managing at Turf Moor and is wanted by Juve, funnily enough. Sarri has decided to retire. He spent 2 years at Chelsea, then a year at Wolfsburg, half a year at Juve before hanging it up. Unai Emery is currently in charge of the Spanish national team. Spent 4 years at the Emirates Stadium, then a year at City, 2 years at Benfica before taking over as the head coach of Spain. I'll do a couple more before we end. First, Thomas Tuchel. He spent 3 years with Paris Saint-Germain, a year with Man City, a year with Juventus, half a year with Athletic Bilbao, a year with Lazio, and then 2 years with Juventus before just leaving his current post. Who's he wanted by? Oh, Barcelona, interestingly enough. And I think the final two I'll do is Conte and Allegri, because Conte deserves the props. He has been managing Real Madrid Madrid since 2024, and of course they've won every single title since then. After he left the Juve for 3 years, he went to PSG for 3 years, and now of course he currently remains as Real Madrid head coach. No reason of letting go, considering how much they're dominating Spain right now. And as for Allegri as well, I think we're on with Allegri. He right now is managing Spurs in the save. He's had an interesting career path though. He spent 4 years with Juve, then 6 years with Real Madrid, so he began the Real Madrid dominance. He had the year with City, and then he was let go, and City have done this throughout the entire stage. They get a manager for half a year or a year, and then they let him go, but currently he's managing Spurs, and he's got 2 years left in his deal after spending 2 years there as well. I'll go on one more. I haven't done Diego Simeone yet, have I? This is really fascinating, because some of these managers, I don't know where they've been, but Simeone is back at Atletico Madrid though. He left after 11 years in the save to join Liverpool, which some of you guys picked up on in my videos. Had a great 4 years with Liverpool, but he knows where his heart is. He's gone back to Atletico Madrid, and he's still there now. I'll have to just do the one more. I'm sorry, I can't keep going on this all day because I'll literally be here forever going through all the top managers in world football. Zinedine Zidane, we'll end with him. Right now he's managing Milan in the save. He actually left Real Madrid and spent 5 years at Old Trafford with Manchester United, but he left there to go to the San Siro. He's currently there, and who's he wanted by? Barcelona, I reckon. Yeah, Barcelona. And that'll be a very interesting stint for him there if he goes to the camp now. But I'll leave it there. I know there's loads of managers you guys could be asking for, but I'll literally be here all day if I keep going with this. But if you do follow me on Twitter at @DocLanders, if you ask me what a manager's doing that I've missed out, I'll gladly show you a screenshot next time I've got the save loaded up for you. And I think we shall leave it there. I don't think there was anything else I planned to show you, and therefore we will end the episode right there. So I want to say a big thank you for watching the in-depth special look at the save, guys. Hope you found it fascinating, and as fascinating as I found it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do drop a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated, and they really help the channel out as well. Much love to you all. Have a lovely day, and don't forget we are going to return with a brand new season in the very next episode, where season 10 gets underway with Cardiff City beginning our Premier League title defence, and also we'll have the Community Shield at the start of that episode as well. So have a great day, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the new season very soon. Oh, should we do one more manager? One more manager? No, I can't. We'll be here all day. We'll be here all day. Bye, guys.